evening, everyone. What a hot day, even in Scotland. My sympathies go out to those of you further south in the country because boy, is it hot. And tonight, after I do this, we are going to go to the cinema because it's air conditioned. And that is just really appealing tonight. Core down my inner body temperature. I have been on meetings and writing reports all day. So, yeah, I'm sure you all get it. I'm talking to people that get it. I want to talk about planning your content tonight. People, I think one of the questions that I get asked regularly is, what should I post on social media? Like, how do I promote my side hustle on social media? And I want to try and give you the formula to make it easy. The thing about posting on social media, I think it's harder when, hi, um, I can't, whoever's just said hello, I can't see your name. Click on the StreamYard link and see if it works for you. And if it does, I should be able to see your name. But if not, hello. Yeah, so I think it can feel overwhelming to create to think about every single day. What am I going to post today? What should I post about my side hustle? I think deciding in advance the topics that you are going to cover in your social media just makes things much more easy in the moment. So I'm not here today to talk about whether you should schedule your social media or not, because that is a debate for another day. Ideally, it is better to post live if you can, but where you can't, scheduling is fine, and a combination of the two is fine. I wouldn't be scheduling all of your social media. That is going to really give you a bit of a kick in the algorithm. So I wouldn't do that. But it's all very well and fine saying just post live because that's better in the algorithm for all the social media, whatever outlet you choose. However, every single day to get up and go, what am I going to post today, can just make it feel difficult. And therefore, people can end up just not posting anything. So, a month's worth of social media content in an afternoon. Here is how to do it. Oh, hi. Yeah, you're not showing up as well, Sheila. Weird. Tracy, lovely. Kat, I love the perfect excuse for an afternoon nap. I've not had a nap today. That was on my list, but I've not had a chance to fit one in. But yes, good for you. Love it. Okay. How to schedule or how to plan out is a better expression. A month's worth of social media content in an afternoon. Set yourself an afternoon for a start. I think you probably need 2 hours to do this. That's probably all you need. 2 hours is achievable, right? At some point in the next week, you'll be able to find 2 hours. You'll be able to do it when the kids are in bed. You'll be able to do it the weekend. You'll be able to get up 2 hours earlier. It's all possible to do. So we don't want excuses. We want to see if we can find ways to do this. Find yourself 2 hours. And then what I want you to do is I want you to follow these steps. I want you to first of all decide, how often are you going to post in 30 days? And here's the thing. More posting is better, right? There's no doubt. More posting equals more visibility equals, as long as the posts are relevant and you're posting kind of in the right areas to the right people. But consistency is more important. So what's not useful is to go, I'm going to post 3 times a day for the next 30 days and then just stop and do nothing at the end of the 30 days. The algorithm is not a fan of that. So decide for you what is reasonable. Because remember, this is a happy side hustle. I don't want you to go, oh, I need to post 4 times a day every single day. And that stresses you. If that stresses you out, don't do that. Go, okay, I am going to post 1 post every second day. Or you decide what works for you. But I want you to decide, how many social media posts do you need for the next 30 days, or to plan out a 30-day period, and then stick to it. So make that non-negotiable. So decide at the beginning what is reasonable for you, with the caveat that if you go, well, I could probably only post once a week, that's fine, but your side hustle will be less visible and it will grow more slowly. So I'd like you to sort of challenge yourself to work out, how often could I post that keeps me happy, but also is focused on meeting my side hustle vision. Because remember, you want the money to spend on something brilliant. So decide how many posts I need for the 30 days, right? If you're not sure, let's go 30, one post a day. That's reasonable, right? Isn't it? I think that's reasonable. Or take out the weekends and go 24. What would that be? 24. One post a day would be great visibility. Now, if you want to do more than that, you should. And I'm definitely not saying don't do any more than that. But decide now, and then you've decided to decide. So in a week's time, we're not going to go, oh, actually, I don't think I can post it once every day. Like if you decide now that you can, I want you to look for reasons and not excuses. So just decide how many posts you need for a 30-day period. Then what I want you to do is I want you to remember the 4-post strategy. Now, people that are in my paid community in the Hive already are very familiar with this. If you're not in the Hive or you haven't heard me talking about it for a while, I'm just going to remind you. 4-post strategy, we're going to post in patterns of 4. Okay. 3 of the posts are going to be value posts. And the 4th post is going to be a sales post. So that's our pattern. Value, 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 sale. Value, 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 sale. And we stick to it. And we never post a 4th post that's not a sale. And we never post 4 posts in a row about a sale. We just go pattern, value, 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 sale. What I mean by value. So a value post is something that's going to be of interest or useful to your ideal customer. Now, all of your social media success really comes down to that clarity on who your ideal customer is. So whoever your ideal customer is, you need to be thinking about, well, what would be of interest to them? Often, as side hustlers, our ideal customer is ourselves, our friends, or ourselves 5 years ago. So this should be relatively easy. If you have picked a side hustle where you just have no idea about your ideal customer, that's going to make things much more difficult for you. So if I were to pick a side hustle and I was focusing on products for dogs and I don't have a dog and I haven't had a dog for a long time, it's not going to be that easy for me to think about, okay, what to do. So at the moment, I'm thinking dog owners need to know, because I had a conversation with someone this morning, dog owners need to know what to do with a black fur dog in a heat wave, because apparently that's the thing, like black dogs overheat more than light colored fur dogs. I learned that this morning, right? I didn't know that because I don't have a dog. I love dogs, but I don't have a dog. So it wouldn't make much sense me trying to think of 30 days worth of content for dog owners. I could do it. It's going to be harder. I have to do the research. Generally, your ideal customer is going to be you, your friends, your invisible friend from when you were a child, or you 5 years ago. So I want you to think about, what would you be interested in reading on social media? Here are some techniques that you can use to come up with the topics for these value posts. First of all, just Google. Put in whatever your side hustle is, whatever the concept, topic, theme of your side hustle is, put that in to Google and see what people are searching for. The great thing about the Google search bar is if I type in side hustle, which I do regularly, I see that people are going, how do I set up a side hustle? How much does it cost to start a side hustle? Can you have an online side hustle? Do you need insurance for a side hustle? So when I put side hustle into Google, I can see all the things that people are searching. Every single one of those things that is relevant, sometimes there's a random one in there, every single one that's relevant is a great topic for a social media post. People are regularly searching, do I need insurance for a side hustle? I've got stuff to say on that. People are regularly searching, can you make Disney items in a side hustle, as a side hustle? I've got things to say on that. So when you are finding out what your ideal customers are interested in and you create content, so you create social media posts or blogs or whatever, but let's just start simple, any sort of social media posts or videos or reels, but some sort of social media content that answers that question and has that question as the title or in at the beginning of it, then people are going to search, find your social media posts, and they're going to be much more interested in reading it because they'll be able to see how it's directly relevant to them. I have a a post for a lead magnet that I have, which is a Happy Side Hustle starter pack. If you haven't already got your starter pack, a lot of you that follow me will be further down your side hustle route, that it might not be as directly relevant. But for those people that are kind of going, I wonder if I should start a side hustle or not, I have a free starter pack. Now, with the free starter pack, hold on. They don't realize I'm online. They're having a massively loud conversation in the kitchen. So yeah, with my free starter pack, then under that post that says, do you want this free starter pack? People ask questions. So people say, so a question I was asked this week is, how do I promote my jewelry business? Right? That's somebody typed that in under my starter pack. So I'm like, okay, well, people want to know, how do I promote a jewelry business online? So I will come up with a social media post or a video or something to answer that question. So if you can actually speak directly, if you're getting questions directly from your ideal customers through interactions in your social media accounts, that's amazing. But you can find these things on Google. It's a great place to start. You can easily find 30 topics to talk about for your ideal, when you think about your ideal customer and your side hustle, and you put that combination of words into Google. Also add in Google Trends. So if you type into Google Trends, you get to a different secret part of Google that will show you what is trending. Now, find out what's trending around your side hustle. If you can link into something that's trending and connect it to your side hustle, then the reach that you're going to get in those social media posts are far more. And I've used this example a few times recently, but definitely what will be trending today is heatwave, like UK heatwave. That'll be massively trending. If you can write about that somehow in connection to your side hustle, there'll be a lot of searches for that at the moment. There's a lot of searches for how to kind of cool down a house. So my son came down earlier and he said, I've just read that if you put a blanket in the freezer in a bag and then you take it back out, it's really cool. It really helps you cool down. So he's actually in the middle of that experiment. I'm not sure about it, but he's trying it. My husband came through and he went, guess what? If you fill a milk bottle and you put it in the freezer and it turns to ice, and then you put it in front of a fan, it makes the whole air cooler because the fan's kind of going through the ice. Now, there's lots and lots of people searching about the heat wave today. It's a topic that if you're posting on social media today or over the next week, probably it's going to be directly relevant. But thinking about other things that will come up in Google Trends that aren't quite so kind of come and go, because as soon as it rains again, people will be forgetting about those searches. Things that I have noticed that are very on topic at the moment are things like wild swimming. A lot of kind of posts about wild swimming. Paddle boarding is another one. That's a big one that people are really kind of experimenting with at the moment. What else is trending at the moment? I mean, anything that you can link in that's kind of topical. Anything that you feel. Menopause, there's another one. Menopause is definitely very topical at the moment. I guess it depends, like in what space you inhabit on the internet. It's very topical in the space I inhabit on the internet. There's a lot of programs about it. There's a lot of companies that are bringing in menopause policies, and so it's wider than just the fact that I'm probably in that I am in that age range that would be that those things would be presented to me. So you type into Google search bar any combination of your ideal customer and your side hustle and see what comes up, and then jot down as many topics as you can see as possible, particularly questions that people are asking. Things like Answer the Public, website Answer the Public. If you put a question in there, you can see again all the relevant questions that other people have asked, so you can see exactly what people are asking. If you have well, I guess probably with any side hustle, but certainly if you've got a service-based side hustle, going and hanging out in forums, so if you do say you were a life coach and you do a search on life coaching, and you go in and you have a look at discussions, and you'll see people will be starting to ask, like in other people's posts, people will be starting to ask, is there a recognized UK qualification for a life coach? So you might want to cover that off in a post. Do you need insurance to be a life coach? What should you charge as a life coach? Can you do life coaching virtually? Like, you'll see that people are the questions that people are asking on the internet is your content for your social media posts. It's your content for your social media posts. So use Google Trends, use things like Answer the Public, Ask Jeeves, those websites where they're question based, but also think about what questions do you get asked. So when you are like talking to a customer or interacting with a customer, or someone's kind of messaging you to ask about your product or your service in advance, what are they asking you? Whatever they're asking you, great topic for a social media post. And also, the more things that you can answer like that, the more time efficient it becomes, because people don't need to message you to go, how much is this product? Or is it possible to have this in gold instead of silver, or whatever. If I cover all of those off in my jewelry side hustle posts, then people don't need to get in touch. The more kind of difficult it is for someone to buy from you, the less likely they are to buy from you if it becomes a no-brainer, if they have the answers to all of the questions. So think about, before someone buys my thing, whatever it is, what questions might they have? And then answer them before they have even had the chance to ask. Okay. Then you go into your 4. So once you've got all those topics, so that should, those techniques should easily get you 30 topics and the rest. You could probably plan out your content for the next quarter or for the rest of the year. But let's just stick with 30 days to make it manageable. So write down all of the topics for your value posts. Then all you need to do is think about, well, what would my sales post be? So what am I going to talk about here? So if I'm talking about so if I'm in my jewelry business, if I'm talking about whether I can fit in 200 characters on a particular piece of jewelry, or whether you can use copyrighted like song lyrics on a piece of jewelry, whether I can do that, whatever. When it comes to the 4th post and it's a sales post, I'm going to promote an item which is relevant for what I've just been talking about, if that makes sense. So just think about, how can you then add in your sales post at the end of the 3 value posts? And in terms of 3 value posts, I'm calling them posts, but they can be written posts, or even better, they can be video posts, they can be live video posts, so pre-recorded live video posts, and even better, if we were kind of to do them in reverse order, they can be reels. Like reels are really big on Facebook and on Instagram at the moment. They get a lot more reach than just a text post, or a pre-recorded video post, or even a live video post. So that would be the order. I would have some text. I would push yourself to do some pre-recorded video. I would push yourself further to do some live video, and farthest to do some reels. Now, I guess reels might not be the top of the tree there in terms of how much you need to push yourself, because you can do reels without dancing about and without even showing your face. But remember, as small business side hustlers, our side hustle is about us. It's about us. So the more people see you, the more people kind of connect to you, the more they are likely to want to buy from you and want to support you. So I am going to leave you with those nuggets, and I am going to go, because my husband's got my dinner ready. I'm going to go and have dinner, and then we're going to go to the cinema, and we're going to be in the air conditioning. Stay cool tonight and this week, whatever it is you do, and I will catch you next week. Happy hustling.